Do SMEs need data encryption? Well, the short answer is yes. It's so important. But SMEs are the most targeted when it comes from cyber attackers. So you need to make sure that you're one step ahead. So why is encrypting your devices and data so important? Potentially it's from a compliance perspective, depending on what industry you're in and what data you're actually responsible for. But the main thing is your reputation. If you were to lose any devices or any of your data was to get leaked, then it could cause huge ripple effects now and into the future. But what is data encryption? Essentially, if you don't have your devices, things like your mobile phone or your laptop, encrypted, it means that if someone was to steal those devices, they would be able to access all of the data, and that can be a problem. Whereas if it's encrypted and they don't have the encryption key, the data is useless. They try and plug it into one of their devices and they just wouldn't be able to read the data. It wouldn't make any sense. It would just be all gobbledygook, and that's what you want. So, what is the different types of things you can encrypt and why should you look at doing it? So most things that you're using digitally can be encrypted. It's just whether you turn them on or not. So for example, if you're using a business laptop that's running Windows 11 Professional, you will be able to switch on BitLocker, which is the encryption device. Same with your mobile phone and a lot of the apps within it. So for example, you can use WhatsApp and you can actually select to encrypt it so the messages end to end are encrypted. So it's just important that you do a bit of an overview and look at all of the ways that you're using your information and how you're sending and receiving the information, and then just go in and see if you can encrypt it. So the main reasons we think that you should be looking at encrypting all of your data and devices, mainly for compliance, and this is also daisy chain compliance. So if you're in an industry where you've got access to someone else's data and maybe they're connected with compliance, then it can also have a ripple effect to you. The other big things is if you lose the data, but also what happens if you lose the data and it's someone else's, it could really affect your reputation. So having encrypted devices really can build and protect trust. So how can you start with encrypting all of your data? So first of all, let's look at the main device that you're using, whether it's a laptop or a desktop. You can go in and use something like BitLocker. You go in, you switch it on, and it's literally wizard form, and it'll actually take you through where you create your encryption key and things. The next is your mobile device, and that's usually via MDM. But again, I would just search what mobile device you've got and how to encrypt it, and then it'll walk you through it. The next biggest one is your email and any cloud storage that you've got. Go into the settings, make sure that encryption is switched on. If it's not, you can always use something like ChatGPT or Google and just type in what email you use and how to encrypt it. And then finally, backups. This is really important. If you've got a standalone backup or you've got a cloud backup and it's not encrypted, if that was to be stolen or hijacked, then they would also be able to get the data. So you may have your main data that's on your laptop or your desktop that you use every day. If you've got a separate backup, that also needs to be encrypted. It's so important. So if you're unsure if your devices or maybe your colleagues' devices are encrypted or whether they can be encrypted, then Syn-Star can help. So please click on the link and we can provide a free cybersecurity review.